What's good with the fight fans? It's your boy Kijana back with these fight predictions this week. Unfortunately, I couldn't get to the fight predictions last week, which sucks because it was a really good fucking card. Gaethje versus Cowboy. I did pick Gaethje in that one. I'll be posting some of my winnings from DraftKings. A few of my lineups that placed. I think my highest one was I ranked 22nd, so it was pretty good. It was a good night. Won a few $100. And yeah, I mean, most of my picks did great. I think I was only wrong on one pick, I think. Possibly two. I'd have to go back and check. But yeah, I wish I could have got those out to you guys. I just had a really busy week. But yeah, I'll try not to make that a habit. I'm trying to be more consistent with these fight predictions and trying to get them out still by Monday for you guys. But for some reason, it always lands on a Tuesday because I just have a busy schedule. But yeah, anyways, UFC Fight Night, Rodriguez versus Stevens, Mexico City. This is gonna be, I think it's gonna be a decent card. There's not really that many big names on here. It's a lot of like, kind of, I'm not gonna say washed up, but some of these fighters that are on this card are kind of washed up or like mediocre, in my own opinion. Some of these might be some of your guys' favorite fighters. I have no clue. But yeah, I'm gonna go straight into the prelims. Claudio El Nino Puelos, 8-2 record, 2 KO/TKO wins, 5 sub wins. He has 1 KO loss, 1 decision lost. He's a finisher though. He goes in and tries to take people's heads off, and tries to get these submissions. So yeah, hasn't been very active in the past few years. He's coming off a 3rd round armbar win to Felipe Silva, which was pretty impressive. He did lose to Martin Bravo prior to that by TKO, just punches. It was in the 2nd round. Martin Bravo looked really good in that fight. He's average stand-up, kind of a stiff fighter. His striking is really stiff. Yeah, so his movement's just kind of, it's not all there. It's not all there. His takedowns are pretty good. His top control, when he gets a hold of you and gets you on the ground, his top control usually is pretty decent as well. Very tricky submission game. He's won 4 of his 4 different submissions. He's won by 4 different types of submissions: arm bar, arm triangle, knee bar, rear naked choke. So that's pretty impressive. He's very versatile on the ground. And this is going to be an interesting fight because he's fighting another guy, Marcos Mariano. They call him Dawson. That's that Street Fighter name. I'm not sure if I'm even saying that right, but yeah, I just know because I used to play Street Fighter growing up. That was the shit. 6-5 record, 2 KO/TKO wins, 1 sub win, and 1 KO/TKO loss, 3 sub losses. So that's already not looking good. He has 3 sub losses. I watched a little bit of his tape, and his ground game is not there. It's just not there. He just lets people get top control. He basically lets people do what they want with him on the ground, and he doesn't really have any kind of defense for it. So this is going to be an interesting one because Claudio Puelos he has 5 submission victories, and 4 of them, he has 4 different types of submissions. So yeah, this guy's coming off of, Marcos Mariano is coming off of a Kimura loss to Lando Venata in February. It was in the 1st round. A very impressive performance by Lando. I'm a fan of that guy. And he did lose by armbar, Kimura, and a guillotine choke. The Lando fight was a debut, and I'm pretty sure he came in on short notice, but I can't remember. Don't quote me for that one. He's a decision fighter, very tall and rangy for the division. But he has really low volume, and he's a slow starter, dude. He doesn't use that range well. He sits back and waits for people to throw stuff, and then he'll try to counter them. But he has little to no takedown defense. His kicking game is all right. He's a pretty average fucking fighter, man. You can see it by his 6-5 record. So yeah, I'm rolling with Claudio Puelos on this one all the way. I feel like he can get it done, especially in Mexico City, man. Yeah, this guy's they call him El Nino for a reason. He's gonna get the job done for sure. I just can't put my faith in Marcos Mariano. Yeah, he hasn't impressed me. Claudio Puelos hasn't really impressed me either yet, but I feel like he'll definitely get the win. Next fight, Sajaro Eubanks versus Betch Correa. Sarge versus Pitbull, ranked 14 versus ranked 15. Sajara Eubanks, 4-3 record, 2 KO/TKO wins, 2 decision wins. All of her losses are by decision. So as you can see, she's a durable fighter. She can take a punch. She hits hard. She's a pressure fighter. She has lots of volume. She throws lots of volume. She keeps the pressure on whoever her opponent is, and she'll just keep striking, keep striking. She has no head movement whatsoever. She gets hit. She gets hit a lot. She gets tagged a lot, but she's just durable. She has pretty decent cardio. She has a really nice hooks and body strikes as well. She's a black belt in BJJ, which is crazy because most people would never expect that because all of her fights are usually standing. She doesn't really go for takedowns, and she doesn't try to use her submission game. So it'll be interesting to see if she tries to use her submission game versus Bethe Correia. I highly doubt it. Sajara Eubanks it seems like she enjoys striking. And like she might be a black belt in BJJ, but I feel like she just enjoys striking so much that she doesn't even want to lean towards her BJJ unless she's in like a desperate situation. But yeah, like I said, she has no head movement. She does have submission skills, even though she doesn't have any submission wins. Just because she has that black belt, I feel like she has something there that she's just hiding or waiting to use. And her head kicks are fucking lethal. If you go back and watch some of her for highlights and shit, she kicks hard. I want to say it was in the Contender Series that she got a knockout. I forgot who she fought, but she got a really nice head kick knockout. Bethe Correia, 10-4 record, 2 KO/TKO wins, 8 decision wins, 2 KO/TKO losses, 1 sub loss. Okay, I'm gonna get straight to it. Bethe Correia is not the same. She hasn't been the same since the Holly Holm fight. Her soul was taken in that fight, basically, because she's not there. Doesn't really seem like she really wants to be fighting anymore. Yeah, her last win was in 2016 to Jessica Ai by split decision, and I mean that could have went either way. So, lost her last 4 out of 6 fights. Coming off a sub loss to Irene Aldana. I picked Irene Aldana in that fight. It was a great performance by her. Prior to that, she had a nasty head kick knockout from Holly Holm, and I picked Holly Holm in that one too. I just don't feel like Bethe has it anymore. She doesn't need to be fighting anymore. So it's like, yeah, she doesn't have that killer instinct anymore. It seems like a very one-dimensional fighter. She throws mainly punches, low volume, no movement. She's flat-footed as fuck. She's very flat-footed. And she's just a decision fighter. So, yeah, I mean, back in 2015, that was before 2015, before she fought Ronda, she was on her little fucking streak and shit. Everybody thought she was the next big thing. And Ronda put an end to that. And she, like I said, she fucking took her soul, fatality style. Like, there's nothing else to that. So I'm going to roll with Sajara Eubanks. I think a lot of people probably rolling with Bethe Correia on this one. If you're going on off of DraftKings, you should probably pick Bethe Correia over Sajara Eubanks, just for the simple fact that Bethe she's just a way cheaper pick. So I mean, it wouldn't be a bad underdog pick because Sajara does lose by decision a lot. Yeah. So next fight. Going over some of my notes right now. I've been doing better ever since I've actually been writing notes down, because like I remember fighters, I just don't remember all of their stats and just all of the people that they fought, and I just need a refresher course. So it's good for me to just write these notes down and shit. And I noticed that the last few months, like with me writing these notes down, my picks have been doing way better. I've been winning more money on DraftKings. I've been winning more money on Bovada. Things are just looking brighter with doing the hard work, which is studying the fucking tapes of these fighters. I'm not even gonna say hard work, but the boring shit. Nobody wants to be writing this shit down. Are you serious? But yeah. Anyways, next fight, Vinicius Moreira versus Paul Craig. Bear Jew versus Mamute. I think that's how you say the nickname. Yeah, Vinicius, 9-3 record, 1 KO/TKO win, 8 sub wins, 3 KO/TKO losses. He's lost his last 2 fights by KO and TKO. So I mean, Eric Anders put him to rest very quickly. He read him a bedtime story, And Alonzo Menifield made easy work of this guy, dude. Like really easy work of this guy. So yeah, I mean this guy. Oh man, they're finally giving Vinicius a fucking grappling submission opponent, because the last few fighters he's fought in the UFC, the last two guys, those are both strikers, and we've seen what happens when he fights a striker. He's just not good. Like he gets knocked the fuck out. He's not a striker. No head movement whatsoever. His stand up is fucking horrible, dude. This shit's called MMA for a reason, because you kind of need to have a little bit of everything. And this guy's stand up's horrible, dude. You can get somebody off the street, it's just some random person in that weight class, and they'll do better. If it was just strictly standing up, I'm not talking about any kind of grappling or any submissions. And I guarantee they'd probably put this guy to sleep, or they would at least last 3 rounds with him, because this guy's stand up is it's garbage. It's fucking garbage, dude. He's a very low fight IQ too. He always goes for his takedowns. He's very relentless with his takedowns, even when he doesn't, and his trips, even when he doesn't get them. Like when he's gassing, I feel like when he's gassing himself out trying to get these takedowns and shit. And he tries to throw these like spinning back kicks, and they're slow as fuck. I think that's how he got knocked out by I can't remember if it was Alonzo Menifield or Eric Anders, but he tried to throw a spinning back kick and got knocked the fuck out. So yeah, he shouldn't be doing that. As a flat-footed person that doesn't have fast twitch muscle, don't be doing that shit, dude. It's not in your ballpark. He does have multiple types of sub wins. His submission skills are there. He can definitely submit his opponents, but if he can't get you to the ground and he's striking with you, then it's probably not going to be good for him. He's going to get knocked out, most likely. He's pretty tall for the division, too. He's 6'4", so yeah, big guy. Paul Craig, Bear Jew, 11-4 record, 1 KO/TKO win, 10 sub wins, 3 KO/TKO losses, 1 sub loss. These dudes are basically identical fighters, because Paul Craig, his stand-up's not much better. He got knocked out by Alonzo Menifield as well. And he tried to do a spinning back kick like 2 or 3 times in a row. He landed one, and then he got confident, overly confident, and got knocked the fuck out. So yeah, these dudes, I don't feel like he has the best fight IQ as well. Khalil Roundtree made light work of this dude too. Khalil Roundtree made him look like dog shit. His last 5 fights in the UFC, he's went 2-3, 2 wins, 3 losses, and yeah, he really needs to stop trying to do that slow ass spinning back kick. Both of these guys did the same spinning back kick and they got knocked out. It's kind of crazy that they're gonna be fighting each other, but. This is, fuck, dude. Like, this is a pick'ems fight. I really don't know who I'm going to pick in this one. I'm probably going to lean more towards Paul Craig. I do feel like he has a little bit faster movement and better, he has better fucking striking than Vinicius. But Vinicius's ground game is probably better than Paul Craig's. Maybe. I really don't know. I'm going to roll with Paul Craig on this one. That's a tough one to call. Either way, it's going to be a lot of transitions, a lot of grappling, a lot of takedowns. If it goes the distance, it most likely will go to decision, I feel like, or somebody will get submitted. Nobody's getting knocked out in this one. I doubt it, dude. Next fight, Sergio Pettis versus Tyson Nam. He was supposed to fight Alex Perez, but Alex Perez pulled out for an undisclosed reason. Sergio Pettis, 17-5 record. 3 KO/TKO wins, 3 sub wins, 11 decision wins, 1 KO/TKO loss, 1 sub loss, coming off of 2 straight unanimous decision losses to Rob Font and Jussier Formiga. Those aren't bad losses. He had decent performances. He just came up short, and those are pretty big names in that division. Sergio Pettis, fast twitch muscle. That's all you need to know. Fast twitch muscle, which dude has great cardio, nice high kicks, decent takedowns. But his high kicks are key, man. His high kicks catch a lot of people off guard. If he catches you with one of those, he could rock you for sure. I'm not going to say he's going to knock you out, but he could definitely rock you. I don't feel like he has that kind of power to knock people out like that. He's more of a decision fighter. Like, he does have KOs and TKOs, but he's more of a decision fighter. Good wrestling defense too. Very crisp and fluid movement. High volume too. Very high volume. So Sergio Pettis he's the full package. He's ranked number 5. He has it all, man. He has a little bit of everything. So yeah, it's the only thing that he doesn't really have is that like knockout, that real knockout power. But yeah, he's fighting a dude, Tyson Nam, 18-9, coming on very short notice. 10 KO slash TKOs, 1 sub wins, 7 decision wins. 3 KO slash TKO losses, 6 decision losses. So most of his losses are by decision. So he's a pretty durable fighter. But it doesn't look good to have 3 KO losses on your record. So he is making his debut. He's on a 2-fight win streak. Lost to Marlon Moraes back in 2013. And it was just a head kick that clipped the top of his head. And Marlon Moraes has caught numerous of people, including Jimmy Rivera with that head kick, Elijah Main Sterling. He's caught a few people with that head kick. And so you can't really look at that as like, oh man, he lost to Marlon Moraes. Like, Marlon Moraes is legit, dude. He's legit. So I mean, if you lose to that guy, it's just fuck. He was better than you. That guy was really good though, or he is really good. This dude's a power puncher. He's explosive. He hits hard. Nasty overhand rights. He's a finisher. He goes for the finish. Nice head kicks. Another guy that doesn't have much head movement. He's most likely going to gas out in this fight. He gasses out in some of his other fights. And if he had full training camps for those other fights and he was gassing out, then I can only imagine him coming in on a week's notice. Yeah, he's probably training year-round like most fighters, but he's going to gas out. Definitely to Sergio Pettis. Sergio has a lot of volume. He's a counter striker. It's weird. He's a counter striker. His style is kind of, I don't know, kind of like awkward a little bit with his counter striking, but he does back up in most of his fights. So that's not a good sign, especially going against somebody like Sergio Pettis. So I'm rolling with Pettis on this one all the way. If it was Alex Perez still fighting, I was probably going to pick Perez. I like his fighting style. But yeah, I'm rolling with Sergio Pettis to beat Tyson Nam on this one. Or Nam, however you say his name. Next fight. This is going to be I actually think this is going to be a pretty good fight, which is weird because I hate watching Angela Hill fight. But yeah, Ariane Carnelosi versus Angela Overkill Hill. Ariane Carnelosi, 12-1 record, 8 KO slash TKO wins, 1 sub win, 1 sub loss. She's on a 12-fight win streak. So her only loss was her very first fight, which says something. She's improved a lot. She's making her debut in the UFC. She has fucking knockout power, man. Go watch her tapes. She has knockout power. She's a fast starter. She pressures all of her opponents. Has a really lethal looping right hook. Like, that puts bitches to sleep. And she does swing wild at times. She's in great shape too, like just like freakishly kind of she has that fucking that CrossFit kind of body type. Like, she's just in really good shape. But she's explosive and has really good clinch work as well. This is going to be a very interesting fight. I'm probably going to go with Ariane Carnelosi. I'm going to talk a little bit about Angela Hill. She's 9-7 record, 3 KO slash TKOs, 6 decisions, 2 sub losses and 5 decision losses. Lost her last 3 of 5 fights. She has great cardio, high volume most of the time, good footwork. She does have good footwork and in and out movement. Angela Hill, I'll give her that. She definitely has that good in and out movement. She has nice kicks, leg kicks, body kicks, head kicks. Most of her kicks are pretty decent, and she does keep her range pretty at, like, where she wants it. She usually goes to decision. Very inexperienced on the ground. Her ground game is fucking horrible. When she fought Randa Marcos, I knew Randa Marcos was going to win. In my head, I kept telling myself she was going to win, and I still went with Angela Hill just because she was a cheaper pick on DraftKings, and I felt like she was going to at least last 3 rounds and get me points. Don't ever do that. It's not worth it. Go with who you think's going to win. I did have a feeling Randa Marcos was going to beat her and take her down. Angela Hill doesn't have the best takedown defense, and she definitely doesn't have good submission defense, because that was, I think, Marcos' first submission win. So that says something. I'm not sure if Carnelosi is going to try to take her down and submit her. She might. I feel like this is going to be a banger. Ariane Carnelosi gets the dub, probably first or second round, possibly by TKO stoppage. But if not, she's going to get the decision win. She throws a lot of punches. Next fight. I didn't take any notes on this one because I know a little bit about these guys. Marco Polo Reyes, 8-6 record. The dude's pretty good. Kyle Nelson, 12-3 record. This guy's all right too. 4 KOs, 4 subs, 4 decisions. So he's pretty well rounded if he's got 4-4-4. But yeah, Kyle Nelson and Polo Reyes. His last fight was to Sales. I remember that one. I think Sales. I'm pretty sure Sales beat him. Yeah, he did beat him. Then he fought Ferreira too. Just trying to refresh myself on some of these fights. I feel like Kyle Nelson hasn't fought in a little while, and neither has Marco Polo Reyes. I'm pretty sure Marco Polo Reyes got KO'd in his last performance though. So yeah, with an 8-6 record, he's been KO'd 4 times. That's too many, man. Polo Reyes, dude. I'm sorry, man. I can't roll with you, dude. I can't roll with you. 4 KOs, dude. You've been knocked out 4 fucking times, and he has 2 sub losses too. He hasn't lost by decision, so you know he's gonna go. He's gonna go all out. He's gonna try to either. He's a kill or be killed type of dude. So he's gonna try to knock you out or submit you. He has 1 submission win and 6 KO wins, TKO wins, or he's gonna get knocked out himself. He's coming off of a loss to Drew. That's who it was, Drew Dober. Yeah, I remember that shit. And Damir Hadzovic. It's crazy. I picked him against Damir Hadzovic. I thought he was gonna knock Damir out, but he didn't. Damir just TKO'd him. So yeah, and he fought Matt Frivola, which, I mean, that was a pretty good performance. He got a KO over Matt Frivola. Yeah, I mean, Kyle Nelson has a better record. He's 12-3. He's lost by KO once. He's lost by sub once, and he's lost by decision once. He's coming off of two losses though. It was an arm triangle choke by Matt Sales, and then a TKO by Diego Ferreira. But those are both pretty decent guys, man. If you look at the caliber opponents that Kyle Nelson's fought, I feel like he's fought better opponents than Marco Polo Reyes. So yeah, I'm gonna roll with Kyle Nelson on this one. But I mean, shit, Polo Reyes has fought his 3 losses in the UFC, or to James Vick, Damir, and Drew Dober, and those are all pretty decent names too. This is another one of those fights that could probably go either way. I'm going back and forth on this one. Yeah, maybe. Nah, he's been knocked out 4 times. Can't roll with him. Can't pick him. I'm rolling with Kyle Nelson on this one, guys. So, yeah, that's my pick for that one. Next fight, last prelim, Jose Quinones versus Carlos Hachin. Jose Quinones is pretty good. He is coming off of a loss. Has an 8-3 record. He's fighting out of Mexico, so he's definitely going to want to get the win. And, shit, dude, this guy's pretty good. He's well-rounded. 5 decision wins. He usually goes the distance. 1 sub win, 2 wins by knockout. Yeah, he lost to Nathaniel Wood by submission in the 2nd round. I remember that fight. I picked Wood to beat Quinones. A lot of people were on Quinones in that one too. He beat Terudo. He's beat Rivas. He's beat a few people in the UFC, so he's a pretty decent fighter. He hasn't fought any crazy big names other than Nathaniel Wood though. And Alejandro Perez, Alejandro Perez beat him by unanimous decision. So the only people that he's basically lost to are big name fighters. Carlos Hachin. I don't really know anything about this guy. He has a 10-3-1 record. Looking at his stats real quick. 8 KOs, 2 submission wins. I mean, the dude looks like a fucking beast. I'm not gonna lie. I did watch the Raoni Barcelos fight. I wasn't impressed though with Hachin. I just wasn't. I think Jose Quinones got this in a bag. That was his debut, and I think he was coming in on short notice too. Maybe he might have not been. I don't know. I have to check. But Barcelos he beat him by decision, but it kind of looked like it was light work for him a little bit. Even though he won by decision and didn't get the finish, I felt like Raoni had a dominant performance in that fight. But Hachin, if I remember correctly, it wasn't a horrible performance for a debut. But I can't roll with him on this one. I'm rolling with Jose Quinones to get the dub. I'm going into the main card. Martin Bravo versus Steven Peterson. Shit, I don't even got to say much on this one. I'm rolling with El Toro. He's 12-2 record. He's coming off of a loss. I'm rolling with Martin Bravo, man. There's nothing else to say. I can't roll with Steven Ocho Peterson. He's 17-8. He's durable. He has decent takedowns. He has a decent chin. But he's a very average fighter. He honestly probably shouldn't even be in the UFC. He does have a lot of fight experience. But I feel like Martin Bravo, he's tough, man. He's also durable. Got decent cardio. Really good kicks. And his overall striking is pretty fucking good as well. So, yeah, I'm going to... Fuck. This might be one of those ones, though. Might be one of those ones where Steven Peterson ain't winning this. He's not winning this. I'm rolling with El Toro. I'm rolling with Martin Bravo. They're in Mexico too. Yeah, if it goes to decision, he's gonna get the dub. 5 wins by knockout, 5 sub wins, and 2 decisions. He's a finisher, dude. Martin Bravo's a finisher. His last performance versus Caceres wasn't great. He ended up losing. I mean, he had a few good highlights in that fight. Shit, he's lost his fight against Bandone too. So he's on a 2-fight losing streak right now. But he did beat Puellos. He's had 3 fights. And he's 1-2. So that doesn't look too good. But I feel like he's going to come and get the dub. They basically giving him a sacrifice right here. They're giving him Steven Peterson for a reason. A lot of money's probably on Martin Bravo to win this one. Okay, next fight. Irene Aldana, ranked 10, versus Vanessa Melo. Vanessa Melo is making her debut. I don't know anything about her. So, I mean, yeah, I'm probably going to go roll with Irene Aldana. She's from Mexico. These Mexicans got different type of willpower usually, especially in the fight game, boxing, all of this shit. And they're going to show up. They're going to definitely show up. They're durable as fuck. They're going to show up, especially in Mexico City. I'm rolling with Irene Aldana all the way, but I am going to do a little bit more research on Vanessa Melo and just see what type of fighting style she has. But I'm rolling with Irene Aldana. She's not ranked 10 for no reason. The Assassin Baby, Brandon Moreno, ranked 9. Damn, I feel like he hasn't fought in a minute. He's coming off of a loss, and then he's fighting a debuter, a Russian, Askar Askarov, the Bullet. Brandon Moreno, he tends to gas out, man. He tends to gas out around the end of the second, usually the beginning of the third round. But he's a pressure fighter. He throws heat, man. He throws heat. He definitely hits hard. He's durable as fuck. 15-5 record, 2 knockouts, 10 subs. His submission game is crazy. He does those guillotine chokes very slick, kind of like Ortega, a little bit like Ortega, but just not as good as Ortega. But he has some great submissions. He's coming off of a loss to Pantoja. That's not a bad person to lose to. Pantoja is a legit fighter. He's coming off of a loss to Pettis. All the people that he's lost to, they're really big name fighters. But he's also beaten some big name fighters like Dustin Ortiz, Benoit, and Smolka. Smolka was on the rise for a little while. His last performance I picked him in his last performance. He did great. Got 130 points, fantasy points on DraftKings. So Smolka, thank you for that shit, bro. But yeah, Brandon Moreno made real easy work of Smolka. So yeah, I'm rolling with Brandon Moreno on this one. I don't know shit about Askar. I'm gonna have to do research on him as well, just like Vanessa Melo. He's making his debut, so I didn't get a chance to look into this guy at all. Let me see what they have up for him now. He's 10-0. He's 10-0. It's on a 10 fight. Damn, 10-0, 3 KOs, 7 subs, all finishes too. This guy's legit, man. He looks like he's legit at least, but those could have been all trash cans that he fought. So I'm gonna have to go in, do a little bit of studying, and maybe I'll put a little update video up on Saturday right before the fights for people and let them know if I make any kind of switches or any changes. But for now, I'm rolling with Brandon Moreno. This dude's durable, but I'm a little bit worrisome about his cardio. The other guy definitely could beat him. Askar could definitely beat him just because of his cardio. Next fight, Cookie Monster, Carla Esparza, ranked 8, versus Alexa Grasso, ranked 9. I'm rolling with Alexa Grasso. I feel like Carla Esparza has been at the end of her career for a while now. She's hit or miss. 1 minute she's winning, the next minute she's losing. She's not consistent whatsoever. Her wrestling's great. We all know that. She was a champion at one time. We all know that as well. She has the reach disadvantage by 3 inches. And Alexa Grasso, she's on the rise. She's on the rise. Fighting in Mexico, from Mexico. she's probably gonna get the dub. I'm rolling with I'm rolling with most of these Mexican fighters on this card. So yeah, and not just because it's in Mexico, but just because their skill sets are great too. Alexa Grasso, she's well rounded. She has takedowns, she has submissions. She's had pretty decent stand up, nice kicks, good movement. Yeah, she's basically got the whole package as well. So I'm rolling with Alexa Grasso to get the win on this one. It's probably going to go to decision. I don't really see a TKO stoppage I mean, it could possibly be a submission victory in this one. Carla Esparza is known for some tricky shit. So yeah. Okay, we're on to the main fucking event. Yair Rodriguez versus Jeremy Stevens. El Pantera versus Lil Heathen. 12-2 record, 28-16 record. Yair, man, there's a lot to say about this guy. He's still very new. He's pretty tall for this weight division too. But his performance versus Frankie Edgar, it was horrible. Plain and simple. His performance versus Frankie Edgar was horrible. Yair is known for his cardio. He's known for his flashy fucking movement. And we all know sometimes this flashy movement's not the greatest shit to fucking do. It's not going to work on every single person that you fight. Some of these guys need to get that through their head. That shit, these flying knees, flying kicks, all this fucking acrobatic shit, it's not always going to work. Sometimes it's best to just stick to the basics. He does have 5 KOs, 2 sub wins. Very explosive fighter, fast twitch muscle. He's coming off that great performance versus Jung, which is probably going to be in the top 5 fights for the year, where he clipped him in the 5th round with that that up elbow or whatever that shit was. It was dope. And the previous fight to that was Frankie Edgar, and Frankie Edgar made, dude, he made him look pretty bad. And Edgar is old, like he's old, but he still has a lot. He still has a lot in the gas tank. Rodriguez made BJ Penn look like dog shit, but we all know BJ Penn's not the same BJ Penn as he used to be. It was a cool little fight, tricky fight versus Alex Caceres. I picked him to win that one. I picked him to win BJ Penn. I even picked him to beat Frankie Edgar, which was the stupidest pick ever because Edgar's wrestling just, it really showed how good Edgar is and how inexperienced Rodriguez still is. But you never really know with this guy. You don't know what kind of tricks he has up his sleeves. Jeremy Stevens, very powerful puncher, pretty decent kicks. He's a durable guy. 28-16 record. Yeah, this guy's hit or miss though. Jeremy Stevens, he wins one, he loses one, he wins one, he loses one. He goes on a hot streak, then he goes on a cold streak. You never really know with him. It all depends on if he shows up. If he fucking shows up, ready to fight, ready to bang, he can beat a lot of people in the division if he shows up. But a lot of times I feel like he's not showing up, or he'll gas out. He has 19 KOs, 2 sub wins, 7 decision wins. I mean, the dude's legit. His last performance versus Magomed Sharapov, you can't even blame him for that one. Sharapov is just, he's that good. His performance versus Jose Aldo, that liver kick, it was nasty. Anybody gets kicked by Jose Aldo like that, a fucking professional soccer player, you're probably gonna be done too. So yeah, and then his performance versus Josh Emmett, he won that one, KO, 2nd round. And Josh Emmett, we see what he's doing. So yeah, this fight could really go either way. But I'm rolling with Yair Rodriguez. He's gonna have a different type of energy. His aura is going to be on point. Everything's going to be on point for him, especially in Mexico City. He's going to get the win. He's going to get the win. Jeremy Stevens is cool and shit. I'm a fan of him. But, yeah, Yair is going to get the win. So, like, subscribe, comment. Tell me what you guys are thinking about these picks. Tell me who you think are your, like, main picks or your main people that you're going to be rolling with or you're going to be doing parlays with. I'm trying to think who my biggest underdog pick would be. I'll have to get back to you guys. I'm gonna pick my biggest underdog and then my biggest favorite on Saturday right before the fights. It'll be a short video, probably like a 5-minute video, and I'll break a few more things down. But yeah, everybody enjoy the fight.